पदकमल श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजादां सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिशे नमः ये कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानो सुदे देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छ कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो राम रामो हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनदारिण परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरिः ओम् तत्सत्। Thank you, Shushila Mataji, Bindu Mataji, Deepa, Madhuri, Vidya. Thank you very much for joining. Sorry for the late. Okay. Um, week 4. So we saw week 4 and we need to see week 5. Right.
18
Okay. Chapter 4, Lilina, we have seen how Prabhupada was, he didn't ask his guru. He met only 12 times or 15 times in those years. He didn't ask any question, but one question he asked before especially passing away, that how can I serve you? He again told the first instruction which he gave. I have every hope that you can turn yourself into a very good English preacher if you serve the mission by inculcating the novel impression of the Lord Chaitanya teaching to the people in general as well as philosophers and religionists. This is the letter 2 weeks back before he passing away. He wrote a letter to him in 1936. This is the one letter which turned Prabhupada, because initial day he instructed him, he was still thinking, meditating upon it, but he reconfirmed again when he met in Radhakund. Then he definitely confirmed in this 1936. And today we will see he passed away, but he still came in Prabhupada dreams multiple times. Another next 2 3 chapters we will see is Guru Maharaj will come in Srila Prabhupada dreams. He says, you take sannyas, you say you preach. So he will give personally. So he been waiting for him to take it, and he was consistently passing on this message whenever he met him. Even after passing, he came in his dream and told this instruction again and again and again. So Prabhupada was very clear from this that he is the person who is authorized to spread this entire mission in the world. Otherwise, there is no need to come again in the dream also to insist on that. And any of Prabhupada is taken into his heart. Now, in the chapter 5 today, the chapter 5 titled The War. See, now understand the situation. How see how Prabhupada is working on this spreading this movement. There's a World War II. British is still ruling India. What they did is the Germans and Japanese, they were attacking. Now the Britishers, they don't have a soldier to fight back. They're almost going to lose the war. So they want people. So from India, they're trying to recruit the army. First of all, they're ruling us. Second thing, they're trying to make people from India to sending to Burma, Taiwan, and other places to fight out this Japan and um, the Germany's. This is the scenario. Now people are moving Calcutta. Why? Because they started bombing Calcutta. Now people are emptied the entire city. Most of the people left the city or leaving the city. Now at this juncture, can anybody can anybody go and preach? See, now we Corona situation is similar like that. Everybody is locked down. We are not going out and preaching. We stopped it. We can't because we have to follow the rules of the government and we can't go out. When we are doing little bit on online preaching, but that time there's no online preaching, right? Prabhupada, and moreover, you are under a British rule. There are a lot of Quit India movement happening. People are being bombed. You are under British rule. There is no houses to stay. In this situation, Prabhupada is how steadily is performing his Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma. This is what I used to say. Yesterday also there was a question raised. How do we detach from our family and things like that? Krishna is telling you have to do your duty as a family to the family, nation, country. You have to do as a duty. You can't leave your dharma, whatever you're doing it. At the same time, you should never deviate from whatever you want to do for Krishna. So both needs to go on. In this session, we would clearly see how Prabhupada is in this those difficult period, how he convinced the government to give paper, and how he started this Back to Godhead magazine. So in 1936, under the circumstances since 1936 up to now, I was simply speculating whether I shall venture this difficult task. She was just thinking, oh, should I do it? Not. This is a wartime, independence is going on. I don't have any capacity. My business is not doing well. How do I write this magazine? This is what he is thinking about it. Now, one more background to it. See, Prabhupada had all the problems in his life, but all his difficulties never stopped him. I told you one, there is a fire in the mud. Means what happened after Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur passed away, entire people fought. The entire Mata, they did not cooperate. They started telling, I am the leader, I am the leader, I am the leader. Everyone started taking out his properties. He created a press. Everybody started selling the press for the conducting the legal affairs. They didn't have money, so they want to hire lawyers. So they sold off all the property. They sold some of the properties. There are two followers, they Ananta Vasudeva and Kunja Vihari. Kunja Vihari taken over the control of the property. Ananda Vasudeva was a sannyasi, and he was saying that I'll be the leader for the mud. So there are a lot of physical fight happened, and this is exactly what Prabhupada, as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told in Vrindavan, in Radha Kund, when Prabhupada met one on one. There is a fire. When I go, there is a fire in the mud. People are interested only in the rooms and occupying. They're not interested in preaching. I will be happy to sell off all the marbles in the wall, then print books if I have to money. Then if ever you have get money, please print books away. And there is a fire in the mud, it's going to ruin it. He predicted, he knew exactly because he's a pure Vaishnava. Why you will not know all the past, present, and future? He exactly predicted, same thing happened. But Prabhupada, one lesson learned from this is Prabhupada did not do his mistake. His guru told him to make a GBC of 12 members and rule it. Don't make a succession like one person after met, another person is a successor. Don't do that. So that even though he requested, he told the disciples, they did not follow it. They fought each other saying, I am the successor, I am the successor. Prabhupada, when he left ISKCON, he did not do the same thing. When he was there, he ensured that the GBC is created. He knew that they may or may not follow that, they may not understand. When he was there, he created a GBC. He told them to manage everything, all the region, and he used to oversee for a few years. And he ensured that GBC is working fine. He given a proper guidance. Then he left the world. So even after Prabhupada leaving, this movement is going on with the cooperation. It is multifold flourishing because both of these pioneers, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada knew if organization has to grow, not a single person. There should be a GBC governing body should be there set up and they should manage this nicely. So the same envision Prabhupada followed it. Now, one problem is there is no support. Now, Prabhupada had some temple where he used to print his offerings of his Guru Maharaj. There's a printing press. At least he had some hold to print the books. Now, the mud, they all sold off everything. They're fighting each other, and he can't even go to his god brothers because most of them, some of the sannyasis left because they don't want to involve in the fight. They went alone. They started their own mud, Saraswati mud, Gaudiya mud, that mud, this mud. Everybody's separated. Now, Prabhupada, there is no place to preach. Number one. Second, is business not going well? We know from Calcutta, he went to Allahabad. From Allahabad, he went to Mumbai. Now, Mumbai business also gone. There is nobody else to help him. Then he started back coming to Calcutta. So his business is absolutely not doing well. His mata, there is no support for him to preach. Now, in the country, take it, independence movement is going on. It is the peak of the movement, Quit India movement, and stuff like that happening. On top of it, we added the war now. The war, Japan has almost reached a border of India, and Calcutta is the entry port for them to enter into India, Japanese. Now, what's happening is you see the next unfolding stories of this wonderful war event. Then you will understand people literally leaving Calcutta, West Bengal, because the bomb started, fight started happening. In this situation, can anybody do anything about Krishna consciousness? See Prabhupada vision. See Prabhupada, in this chapter, we're going to see how Prabhupada, the external circumstances does not matter. Come whatever, he was steady in his preaching activity, he was steady in his bhajana, he was steady in his mission of Guru, what he told. He knew 100% the solution for all this problem is Krishna conscious. Unless people take Krishna conscious, this will not solve. Amazing Prabhupada vision. Just imagining in this current situation, in this situation, how Prabhupada has struggled to establish this. Amazing. Okay. So Prabhupada was neutral. He didn't take any side of his God brothers. So now Prabhupada is doubling his business problem. He has to maintain his family. There is where he can't go and preach the math because it is all under either people selling off or they are under legal litigation. Completely, the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur every day used to print a newspaper. That's absolutely stopped. Printing books has stopped. A preaching movement has stopped. People are just worried about occupying the spaces, fighting with each other. But Prabhupada reminded this, you should become an English good preacher. Then he thought, okay, now anyhow, I don't have to go to Gaudiya Math. There is nothing is happening. Let me, now books publishing also stopped, so there is no work for me. Let me utilize this time meditating on how do I start my own. This gave a positive note to Prabhupada saying that, of course, Gaudiya Math, nothing is happening. Let me start thinking this very strongly. Was thinking. Now, 1938, at the age of 42, Prabhupada moving back to Calcutta. Why? Told you, first he started with Calcutta, then he went to Allahabad. People did not pay his money. Boss Laboratory said, Boss, we can't hire you because you have already 10,000 rupees as a debt, but at least waive off, but you don't continue here. Then Prabhupada thought, okay, then he tried something on the Allahabad, did not work out. Then he went to Mumbai. Then Mumbai was very success, but again, there are a lot of competition. Previous company boss manager, his sons were trying to do him, and he could not able to succeed again. The companies who tied up with him, pharmaceutical companies, they said, no, you're selling your own product, we can't have you. Something happened, and Prabhupada had a big loss. So now he's now in a difficult situation. Then he said, let me come back home to Calcutta, where he was started, and let me start small scale business, whatever I can do it. Then focus more on the work of what is that my guru's instruction I can work. So he came back. He started a distilled water. We say mineral water now, filter water, right? Something like that. He started. Also, few other medicines he started preparing. Vimal tonic, alpha. These are the alpha is injection helps for the boils to control and things like a few others. So Abhay printed a brochure and he started doing it. Also, he said, along with this, you take these tonics and all, you better be vegetarian, then it works better. As Ayurvedic doctor, he started, addressing them and like that. And he still is trying to preach them to make a good habit of no intoxication. Only take vegetable and fruits like that. So this is one of the experts from the Chandi Mukherjee. Now you see the Prabhupada state of mood. He came came back to Calcutta. He hired three or four rooms. One family was living it, and he had one for his business, and one he was kept for this lab and things like that. Now, this neighbor, what he's telling is he was interested only in devotional activities, and he did his business only to maintain his family. He did not seems to be interested in making profit or accumulating money or becoming a rich man. So Prabhupada, most of the time when you see him, he would sit in a veranda, he start reading Bhagavad Gita. Any visitors comes, he would talk about philosophy. Anybody comes, he gives any philosophy, then Prabhupada give interpretation on his own philosophy of how Krishna conscious works. Abhay Charande was always a very patient listener to every illogical argument that anybody, including myself, would bring to him. Not knowing philosophy, I would illogically present so many arguments. Prabhupada was patiently would listen, and he would always speak only on Krishna. He would start translating, and his main focus was now only Bhagavad Gita. How do I print books? That is what is having clearly on his mind. Now, what is happening is during this time, his god brothers who were stayed in Calcutta or Mayapur, they all like Mayapur was the headquarters. They all felt okay, this fight is not going anywhere. It has been more than a decade, no printing happening. The individual sannyasis who have taken the sannyasis from Bhaktistan Saraswati Thakur, they started doing their own small scale preaching, or they would just go somewhere, stay peacefully and chant, and they do their bhajana. Now, there are three god brothers, especially Sridhara Maharaj, Puri Maharaj, and Bhakti Sharanga Maharaj. These three people we will see more in the upcoming sessions. How Prabhupada they were very close to Prabhupada. So these people they saw Abhay because they in Mumbai, Sridhar Swami Maharaj was establishing a temple. That's where Prabhupada helped him collecting money, construct a temple, the Gaudiya Math in Mumbai. So that time itself, they knew that they had high regard for Prabhupada. So they all came from Mayapur. Then they said, "Okay, we will stay with you." So Prabhupada had his one more room. He vacated and gave to all these sannyasis, saying that you stay here and you preach. And people also, there are three, especially these sannyasis, they would come, they ran their own room, they preach or they go out little bit, do bhajana, a kirtan, or write books, read, and they stay there. Prabhupada as a householder, he never bothered them. He would cook on his meals. The sannyasis would cook sometimes. They themselves they would eat it. Prabhupada occasionally go to Sridhar Maharaj because he is very scholarly person. He would discuss Srimad Bhagavatam. That's all this activity. And all these people, this three Maharaj, they named us Devananda Saraswati Mat. They gave the name and they were trying to do whatever their possible. So Prabhupada kept as his usual his business main as focus, and he tried to help them. He rented for them 20 rupees or something like that time. Then Prabhupada used to be like just discuss few things on the Srimad Bhagavatam. But his major focus was on thinking how to print his own books. So that gives a birth to Back to Godhead. Today we will see how Back to Godhead magazine, which Prabhupada started from here. Sridhar Maharaj is telling about Prabhupada. We did not see Abhay as a working very hard for making money. He seemed very rich or have a lot of liquid funds. He was attracted more to the spiritual side of affairs than to his family affairs. He never discussed a business prospect with me, whether the business was up or down, or whether he was planning to do this or that. Monetarily, he did not have sufficient funds or give any to the mission. Prabhupada was just what is required to maintain family. He was keeping it, but he was always thinking about Krishna. How do I serve? Now, the writing of the books. In 1939, he wrote an introduction to Gita Upanishad, which is Bhagavad Gita we talk about, right? So that Gita Upanishad. So he started writing a small Bhagavad Gita I want to translate because his Guru Maharaj told, whenever you have many print books and you speak to the English speaking world, now without any book, how do I do that? But there's so many commentaries already been written. But Prabhupada knew there's so many impersonalists and other people deliver. There is a pure requirement for to read Bhagavad Gita as it is, which Krishna has spoken, Lord Krishna. So he just started working, making time, but is still not missed it. Now, meanwhile, when he's seeing his scholarly, he was trying to write Bhagavad Gita books. His god brothers, that three people, Sridhar Maharaj, Puri Maharaj, and other person, they gave Srila Prabhupada the title Bhakti Vedanta, wonderful title. So before that, I'll want to see so a small video clip of how Prabhupada stayed in that particular place. His house is located in number 6 Banerjee Lane in Kolkata. So I just a small clip. After that, I would continue our presentation. Let me know if you are not able to see audio or video. Hope you are able to see the link
नहीं नहीं
loading.
ठीक है
ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ
दादा
ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ತುಂಬಾ.
अरे घंटे से रहा
ಹೌದಾ?
ओह बहुत ही बढ़िया। बहुत लोग वहां आए थे। चाचा जी ने बड़ा ही अच्छा
ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ.
व्याख्यान दिया
ಇವಾಗ
और
ಬರ್ತಾ
लोगों ने
ಇದೆಯಾ?
पसंद भी किया। एक आदमी बहुत ही बोल रहा था, लेकिन चाचा जी ने उसे भी हराया।
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇವಾಗ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
बड़ा मजा आया।
हाँ, और कार्यक्रम के अंत में गोविंद ने मधुर कीर्तन गाया और प्रयाग ने मृदंग बजाया।
अरे वाह।
श्रीधर महाराज कहाँ हैं?
महाराज ऊपर हैं।
हम्म।
जाओ हाथ मुंह धो लो, प्रसाद तैयार है।
हाँ माँ, मुझे बहुत भूख लगी है। क्या ख्याल है गोविंद?
हाँ मैं भी।
महाराज, अभय चरणारविंद प्रभु, आप आ गए? हाँ, हम अभी लौटे हैं। एक विज्ञान शाखा का विद्यार्थी आपके लिए आया था। उसने आपकी बैक टू गॉडहेड पत्रिका पढ़ी, उसमें उसे रुचि लगी। मैंने उससे बात की। बहुत मेधावी लड़का था। ओह, ये तो अच्छा है। ऐसा लग रहा है कि आपको अच्छा प्रतिसाद मिल रहा है। अधिक नहीं, प्रतिसाद तो मिल रहा है, पर बड़ी धीमी गति से। ऐसे लेख पढ़ने में ज्यादा लोगों को रुचि नहीं है। आप क्या लिख रहे हैं? श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु के ऊपर कुछ प्रार्थना गीत लिख रहा हूं। ओह, जरा दिखाइए। देव सिद्ध मुक्त युक्त भक्त वृंद वंदितम पाप ताप दावदह दग्ध दुख खंडितम। वाह, ये तो बहुत अच्छी है। क्या सुंदर प्रार्थना है।
देव सिद्ध मुक्त युक्त भक्त वृंद वंदितम पाप ताप दाव दाह दग्ध दुख खंडितम कृष्ण नाम सी.
Okay. So that is the episode we're going to see now. Is this Maharaj is all this staying in Prabhupada house, and this is the verse he wrote, the Maharaj Sridhar Maharaj wrote, and Prabhupada was trying to print this publication. He pulled some money along with other people, and so wonderful literature is written. That's the time he's also writing his Back to Godhead magazine. Now I have a separate episode of how Prabhupada did this Back to Godhead magazine, so we will see it in a short manner. So after seeing all these efforts, this Maharaj initially thought that they'll give a title called Bhakti Siddhanta. But Sridhar Maharaj thought, however, his guru Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur already had this title. Instead of that, let us give him to a Bhakti Vedanta. Instead of Bhakti Siddhanta, they said they will give him title of Bhakti Vedanta. Bhakti means devotion, Vedanta means end of the knowledge. He is the one who knows the complete knowledge of Vedanta. Bhakti Vedanta. So they gave the title to him, to Prabhupada, that you are the Bhakti Vedanta. So Prabhupada humbly accepted this title. See, now what is happening is, I told you, right? This World War II is happening in September 3, 1939. So India had already soldier of 1,75,000 men. So British is already taken, which is not sufficient for them. So the technique what they adopted is, they artificial see, you can't force people to join the army. They did not draft people for the war. Rather, what they told is, they created artificial feminine. Means they started holding all the stock of food rice, or they destroying the food, so that the prices go up, nobody can buy it. They have to depend on the government. When they depend on, they'll recruit them to the war, then they provide the supplies. Whoever joins the army, they will get all the free of supplies. Other people, they have to starve. Look at this, the cruelty of this Britishers, how, what kind of things they have done. Of course, there are some Kshatriyas, like in the Punjab now also military. If you see, only majority of them will be from the Punjab prominence, as well as some of the Gurkhas and people have started joining, because no money, no food. So some of the doctors from Bengal, officers, they are all taken to support the Indian army. So they were been dispatched to Egypt, Iraq, Syria, Persia, Malaya, Burma, and Assam. These are the places our people have taken. What is Gandhi's stand here? When the war started, they did not force, but rather they're trying indirectly trying to get the people. Now we will see a small clip. Okay, let me complete this and then show you the clip. Now what is happening is, what is Gandhi's taken stand? He did not like ahimsa. He always like, sorry, he liked non-violence, right? So he said, I don't want even India freedom. I don't want to fight. Why should I they work for some other war, world war? Our people should fight. I don't like it completely. This idea. I will start Quit India movement. That's where he strongly started this Quit India movement. By 1942, it becomes more very critical, and people, he start fighting against Britishers taking advantage of this situation. Now war is happening. They will not be able to focus. Let us do Quit India movement. Now, Abhay's friend, we know that his schoolmate, 1 year elder, Subhash Chandra Bose, used to attend his seminars and things like that. What he did, a clever strategy, is a mastermind strategy. What he did is, he went to Germany. He said, now Britishers are taking Indians and they will fight with you. In case you capture them, don't kill them or don't put into concentration camp, you give it to me, I will maintain them. Because I am going to fight against Britishers. Your enemy is my enemy also. But any Indian who come to you who been defeated by Germany, please hand over to me. I will maintain it. Hitler agreed. Okay, what is there for me? Anybody comes, I will give it to you. Otherwise, I need to put in the concentration camp and so many issues. So you take him. So he also made an agreement with Japan. He went to Japan. Then he told similarly, because Germany and Japan they are tied up. Similarly, Japan, if you get any soldiers, give it to me. So he already flew abroad. Subhash Chandra Bose not in India. So he had started gathering people, big army. Those who been defeated Indians, they were directly into his army, the nationalist army. Then he want to, once the World War is over, he was planning to fight with Indian army. So thousands of Kurds and Sikhs, they all got by these armies. So they're all handed over to Subhash Chandra Bose. And he from Sedam, from Singapore and Malaya, that area he was operating. Then he was preparing a big army to fight against India and Britishers. Amazing things happening. So Gandhi is taken non-violence, Subhash Chandra Bose taken a violence, the extreme, two extreme sides. And we will see a small discussion from this Britishers how they were trying to get our people. So that's a small clip so that you understand how Britishers were operating during the wartime.
That we mobilize all our troops.
How does Your Excellency want the army to give its support?
The Home Office has ordered us to recruit as many Indians as possible to fight against the Germans.
I wonder how the Indian public will react. I can imagine there'll be quite an uproar.
Put it here and go. Why should we care about the opinion of the Indian public? After all, we are the rulers of this country, are we not? If someone joins our national army, surely we have the right to send him wherever we like, wherever we choose. Gentlemen.
Yes, that's true. We're not recruiting them and paying them just to sit around doing nothing.
But what I mean to say is that there's already so much political unrest in the country, and an action like this could agitate them even more. Besides, most Indians are simple farmers or idle philosophers, and raising an army from this lot will be very difficult.
With all due respect, sir, some Indians actually make very fine soldiers, especially the Sikhs and the Gurkhas.
Maybe. But our experience is that even if we give all kinds of facilities, still people don't join the army. Today, I understand that the total number is hardly more than 150,000.
We will force them to join and make it so that they have no choice.
Your Excellency, I would hardly think that this is a good time to make such a move. All over the country, this Mahatma Gandhi is getting tremendous.
Okay, so that's a thing we have seen how their force is like this. Now, in 1943, Britishers found Japanese who taken already Burma, almost near Burma and West Bengal. That's very near to that geographical area. So what they did is, now the food has to go from here to Calcutta. From India only, it has to go some of these foodstuffs. So India, what they thought, the opponent army, instead of coming here, let us destroy all the boats carrying the food. So there are a lot of boats carrying food to them, rice crops and things like that. They just sank the boats. They destroyed all the food and things like that, so that enemy did not get anything. So the local Indians also starving, and they started herding all the food crabs and things like that. Artificially, they're hiking the price because they had the money. They can print the currency, so they can just simply go to the printing press currency. They can increase it, so they can buy whatever they want. So Prabhupada is given example. Rice was selling at 6 rupees per mound. All of a sudden, it came to 50 rupees per mound, right? From 60 to 50 rupees it has increased. Almost, I don't know how many times it is increased, and they're not even available in the grocer. Grocer said, no, no, I will not sell. You go away. As soon as Prabhupada came back, he sold it 50 rupees. So Prabhupada somehow managed to get a little bit of rice to manage his life. But what they were doing is literally doing this so that Indian people can go and join. For they join, then they'll give a ration and other things. But people who are not joined, artificially like the create herd everything or destroy the crops so that there is artificial feminine created. This is how they were adopting strategy so easily people to get it. But India, as they predicted, India is not such kind of a country or a people who would just join army for a food or money, because they are more philosophers, they are more renounced, more pious. They take it as, oh, this is Krishna, this is all want Krishna want to give, this is all God want to give. Whatever he gives, we will take it. Still, they all went to the street, they came to a platform, they were malnourished, but very few people, Gurkhas and Sikhs, they joined the army. But many of the people, they started ready to die with whatever Krishna is destined to them. But they're not worried about all those things, what's going to happen. Look at that India, that time kind of a rich culture, because we people are generally we know what is the dualities of life. Misery is happiness. Right from the beginning, we have been reading Gita. Our maturity has been quite strong. We have been hearing Ramayana, Mahabharata in terms of stories, which not other kids or other people. We when we grow up, our grandmas used to tell this story of Ramayana, Mahabharata. That faith we have internally in the back of mind, that Lord is protector and all is happening as per the karma. Most of us have this understanding. That's only the best thing of the Indian community, Indian population, is that we have the basics. Now it is the right time to spread this. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told. He gave only two instruction. You are an Indian, please go and spread this message. So this is artificial things which is, the Britishers was trying to do. Now we see the condition of the people. I saw the beggar population increases by 100. Thousands of people suddenly become beggar. Month after month, saw the footpaths are open spaces congested by beggars. So footpaths and other places, they no home. There's nothing to live. So they're just standing on the outside, and the kids and the dogs would straight if somebody throws some leaf on the dustbin. The kids trying to take some few morsels of food, and the dogs were they come and eat, trying to eat. They were fighting each other. It's such a ghastly, sorry, not ghastly. This is a pathetic situation India was put into, and people were fighting like that. So then Prabhupada, one American gentleman remarked, people are starving in this way in our country. There would have been a revolution. Imagine in India, it is happening. People are not fighting. They're not talking about Britishers. Only Gandhi is telling, let us fight, but nothing is happening. But if it had been happened in Europe or America, people would have I mean, they made a big fight. But the people of India are so trained that in spite of artificial feminine, they did not commit theft. Nobody did a theft. Nobody stealed others' property. People were dying. Still, they thought, all right, God has given. That was the basic principle of Vedic civilization. Look at that. Such a condition, there were not people are fight. They're not fighting. They're not stealing. They said, okay, God has given like this. This is our life. Let us take it. Imagine the maturity of the people of India in that time civilization was existing. So the Calcutta was bombed day after. So Abhai's home, where the Sita Kanta Banerjee Lane, it is very closer to where the Britishers colony is to say. So people thought that it's a British colony. Either Subhash Chandra Bose is bombing or the opponent Japanese bombing. They didn't know what's happening. So Prabhupada writes his experience. This wonderful paragraph covers the entire thing. The whole Calcutta became vacant. Perhaps only myself and few others remained, because Prabhupada's wife told, I don't want to leave Calcutta. I don't know, it may be a war. Let me die in Calcutta, but I don't want to leave Calcutta, period. So Prabhupada has to stay, number one. Second thing, he is not external calamities, it did not bother him. Of course, his son and other people, he sent it out to other places so that they will not be bothered. Most of the Calcutta people started migrating. My wife refused to go out of Calcutta. I bombed, but I will not go. She remained in Calcutta. So I have remained in Calcutta. Uh, See, I have seen bombing in Calcutta all night. I was just eating when there was a siren. So the arrangement was that in your house you would be shelter room. They would create a bunk so that nothing will happen. So I was hungry. So first I finished eating, then I went to the room and the bombing began. So when they start bombing, they'll put a siren saying that in the indication that they're going to put a bomb. So everybody go close the door, windows, and there is a small bunk they created underground. Then they go and stay there. That's kind of a scenario was happening in Calcutta. Imagine in this situation, war is happening. Somebody can think and write Back to Godhead magazine that only one Prabhupada can do it. Amazing. So from this room, front room, 6th of Sita Kanta Banerjee, Abhay conceived, wrote, edited, and typed the manuscript for the magazine. He designed a logo, a long rectangular across top of the page. You can see at the bottom, Back to Godhead. That is the logo designed by Prabhupada himself. In the upper left-hand corner was a figure of Lord Chaitanya. You can see Lord Chaitanya. A small round is there. Then at the bottommost corner, you can see Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writing and thinking. And he designed this Back to Godhead. So lower right were silhouettes of crowd people in the darkness, but groping to receive light from the Lord Chaitanya. And between Lord Chaitanya and the people, the title unfurled like a banner, Back to Godhead. In the lower corner of the picture was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur seated at his writing, looking up thoughtfully as he composed. Above the logo ran a motto, God is light, nescience is darkness. God is light, nescience is darkness. That is the, I don't know, you can see that. So this is the logo which I am talking about. Where there is a God, there is no nescience. This is the logo Prabhupada has designed wonderfully. The people are, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, light comes, the people are in the darkness. So this is the wonderful logo Prabhupada started designing and started doing it. So let me see a quick video of how Prabhupada started this magazine. Then I will continue.
ऐसा राज जो उन्हें नहीं मिल सकता, हमें उसी सर्वेश्वर के पास पुनः लौटना चाहिए। भविष्य में हमें ऐसी योजना बनानी चाहिए जिससे विभिन्न देशों में शांति प्रस्थापित हो सके, जो हमारे देश की सामाजिक सुरक्षा के लिए उचित भी है। यदि हम इसे नजरअंदाज कर देंगे तो ये सारे विचार धरे के धरे रह जाएंगे। हमें पुनः परमेश्वर की शरण में जाना चाहिए। बैक टू गॉडहेड। शांति की स्थापना आज के प्रत्येक देश की मुख्य आवश्यकता है।
रुको।
हेलो, आप तो कल मिले थे ना?
कल जो मैंने आपसे पत्रिका ली थी उसे मैंने पढ़ा। दुनिया की स्थिति के बारे में मैं आपके विचारों से बहुत प्रभावित हूँ।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, मुझे सुनकर बहुत अच्छा लगा। परंतु इसे आप क्या करने वाले हैं?
मैं भगवान में विश्वास नहीं रखता, परंतु आपका विचार अच्छा लगा जिसमें आपने कहा है कि स्वार्थी वृत्ति ने इंसान को अत्याचारी और घमंडी बना दिया है।
आदमी ने भगवान को दिल से निकाल दिया है।
Okay, Prabhupada started receiving appreciation. He started printing and doing it. Now there is one issue. What is that? Now the war is happening. The Britishers denied paper. There is no paper for him to print. So there is a lot of restriction. Prabhupada, with a lot of efforts, persuasion, he writes to the. He finally permission to print the first edition of Back to Godhead, 40-page publication. There is no paper, so you have to specially request during the wartime and get it. Then he talked about this war, why godly. Then he started quoting famous personalities. One Archbishop of India quoted, India, guided by God, can lead the world back to saintly. But what's happening is around the world, this World War II created such a havoc, such a loss in the money, loss in everything, the peace, people. They all the leaders were fed up. They're just looking for some peace in the world. When this stop would end, they have to stop forcefully because there is no money from both the parties. And they were all praying, saying that only God can lead this world back to sanity. And there, a lot of people are quoting a lot of wonderful. You need to read this passage from Prabhupada. Prabhupada is brilliant, collecting from America thought leaders, the great leaders of the society, supporting how this war should not happen and how one should peacefully focus on the God consciousness. Then he quotes from President of United States, a program, therefore, a moral rearmament armament for the world cannot fail to lessen the danger of armed conflict. Such moral rearmament to be most highly effective, most receive support on the world wide basis. So these are the things Prabhupada started quoting. You read wonderfully. He quoted many other things. So, so Prabhupada writes that, but so often they want the kingdom of heaven, but without its king, the kingdom of God without God, and they cannot have it. So you can't have without God a kingdom of God. People fight saying that I'll become happy without God consciousness. That's what Prabhupada is telling. You can't be happy. You want to try to get the kingdom, but you can't. You have to go, take it along with the God. You can't do it. So like this, there are many quotation he wrote in this BTG article in the publication. Now, in the BTG first publication, Prabhupada has not written anything. He sees dream, his dream is vision. He said in the Back to Godhead, the Gita Upanishad will be published shortly. You can do advance booking. Prabhupada neither had any work done. He's just started. Manuscript is not ready. Second thing is that major work is Lord Chaitanya. He said these two books are available in the first magazine subscription only is telling price is Indian rupees is 18, foreign is $101, Europe or something, euro, that time I don't know, pound. £1, please book in advance. Look at this Prabhupada, imagine so much fighting is going on. He's struggling to print the paper. Even for first publication, he has to struggle for the printing, and he is not written the book yet, and he's still advertising boldly, saying that please book this first class Marco binding book. I'll be available shortly. The Bhagavad Gita. I mean, imagine the look at his Prabhupada conviction, Prabhupada confidence on publishing this is expressing it. These manuscripts were not ready. So Prabhupada now Prabhupada was second time he was not allowed to print books. First magazine is successful. Second time, look at this. Anybody wants to some persuasion, somebody wants to write a letter to convince somebody, you have to read Prabhupada. So he writing to the government of Calcutta that time. Huh? So he quoted few of the things saying that all the politicians wanted peace. Government want to sanity by training mind of the people, educating human. I am trying to do that by spreading this mankind, supreme message of human mankind. Why you are not giving paper? Number one. Second thing, he told, boss, you are not the proprietor of the world. The God is proprietor. He is giving the paper. Why you are not giving to me for spreading his message? Like that, Prabhupada put three or fourth point, saying that because of false sense proprietorship, people are misguided. I'm trying to correct them, and it is your duty to support me in this regard because you want to see peace. Because everybody is literally frustrated. I'm trying to bring that here message of Godhead. Please give me permission to print the papers, and they successfully gave a paper for his second edition. Then after that, it is stopped. Prabhupada could not able to continue further because all this situation, he did not had money, number one. Second thing is they gave only second edition he could able to publish. Now one night what is happening is Abhay had an unusual dream. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta appeared before him, and he told he was asking Abhay to leave home and take sannyas. Guru Maharaj told in dream and said, you take Abhay. Abhay woke in an intensely emotional state. How horrible, how he thought. He knew it was not an ordinary dream, yet the request seemed to be difficult and likely. Now his family is in difficult situation. His business is not running well. There is a war and other things are going on. He's telling take sannyas. Take sannyas. At least it was not something he could do immediately. Now he had to improve his business, and with the profits he would print books. he wanted on his with his duties. He remained shaken by the dream. So Prabhupada did not react immediately, but he knew that he need a lot of money to settle his family, and also he want to print some books. He even to print a magazine. He was struggling. He has to at least have some Gita. He want to preach or something. Then 1945, the war over. India still on turmoil, British rule. Abhay got a good opportunity to make his business more successful. So he thought he will go to Lucknow because a lot of medical ailments are coming. So he went to Lucknow. He left Calcutta. Prabhupada started in Calcutta, then went to Allahabad, and then he came to Bombay. Then he came to Calcutta. Again, he's going to Lucknow. See, Prabhupada is keep on traveling and trying to make his best his business. Then he started a open factory with 40,000 rupees that time. Abhay Charana Radhe and sons. But what is happening is neither his sons nor his servant Gauranga Prabhu. He had a servant Gauranga Prabhu from his father time, and he asked himself. He was struggling alone in Lucknow. He said, "Please come and help me because there are so many. I lost already 10,000 rupees. There are a lot of people litigation. He could not able to pay the rent. He rented the factory. It is already court case is going on. If he's not there, people are stealing the money. So he said, at least one servant is there to support me. It will be nice." But his wife refused. No, we need more servant here to take care of us. Why you need you for doing business? They not even understood Prabhupada movement in terms of preaching, neither in this business. So Prabhupada thought, I said, Abhay, Charan, De and sons, my sons are not helping in the business. What should I do? So he wrote couple of letters to Gauranga Prabhu saying that you please take some money and come here to assist me in Lucknow. Prabhupada used to come to Calcutta only to get raw material, then send it to Lucknow. Then he used to most of the time stay in Lucknow. Try to establish once for a last time. You want to make a big bang scale. You want to make a lot of money and give it to spread this Kashmir movement because he was struggling to print. So he thought, okay, let me make money and do this business. But somehow both were not happening. So Prabhupada, he did not give up his family life, neither is Sanatana Dharma. Whatever he was doing it, he was trying to make it perfectly. Now, there are two examples we can see. One is Prabhupada example, where there is no support for him from his family members, and he is not able to do neither supporting in the business. There is another extreme example of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had an ideal family. Wife is supporting, his son is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. The Sima Guru line is preaching like anything, supporting in his mission. Father preaching to the Vaishnavas boldly, supporting his father in all the activities. Very intelligent person, very knowledgeable. He's such a wonderful son he got. His family entire thing is there, and he is working. He's not left his job. He is a magistrate of the court, and he is doing perfectly his thing. Now there is one thing. All of us also will might have this kind of thing. Sometimes Krishna is blessed with wonderful family. Sometimes you may not have a wonderful partner to support with, or kids to support with. But the beauty of this is the Sanatana Dharma, both of them did perfectly. Prabhupada, irrespective of whatever condition it is happening with his family, he has to do as a duty. I told yesterday, somebody was asking, he did his duty. He never attached to his family, but he did perfectly doing duty, providing the necessity of the life. And still he was not, even though his guru is calling for him to take sannyas, he would have taken sannyas, but he's still trying to do it, improve his economic life. But he was focused on Sanatana Dharma, how to print books, Wherever there is opportunity, he would immediately write, he would print books. So we can see from the example of this Acharyas, both alive for us, because it might represent both of us, our life, and how they are consistently doing both their duty. Prabhupada did not give up his family, neither Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave up this family. Both of them maintained the family, and both of them revolutionized the entire world with their writing and books. They are undeviated from this practice sadhana bhakti. So that's we should get every day inspiration. If something happens in our family, we should we can't imitate them, but at least take motivation and inspiration from these two great legends. How to run a family, how to maintain a family, plus how to maintain our devotion service. That especially from Prabhupada, we can live most of our life. Mostly, it all remains of Prabhupada's struggle. Okay, Abhay again wrote to Gauranga. Again he wrote, but there is no response from nobody has supported it. So this is how Prabhupada was struggling for his life. The war is happening. I don't know what's the time. Okay, let me check. So, are there any questions? Today, I like to stop here. That's all I had for this week. So, again, Abhay was writing, offering my humble obeisance at the feet of Vaishnava, because Gauranga also, even though his servant, from his father days, is very elderly than Prabhupada, and he was serving Prabhupada and his father. I have received your postcard dated 18/11/45. This is 1945. Got all the information. There is no need to come here just for a month after spending money. He said he will come for a month. He said, don't just come for a month, you come for a long period. For the present, take 25 rupees from Durba and go home. He says, you take money, go to your house, write a letter from there. I will send you the money, postal money order, a 2 installment. Then you can come here and stay with me and you can help me with my business. So I have started my work here for a fairly big scale. You have seen that with your own eyes. So there is no income. Who will spend for quote introgression? Everything is on my head. The brother and sons are just eating and sleeping like a bunch of females and breaking the axe on my head. So that's what Prabhupada, this frustration, wrote a letter to his servant. To at least you come and help me here. Let the family manage without servant, but that did not happen. So the next episode we will see how we are getting independence from Britishers, how Prabhupada's struggle for BTG again continued, how he single-handedly printed and published BTG, went into the on his own walking. Prabhupada distributed. He got sunstroke. He just fell unconscious on the street, and some of the cows were just fully knocking down. Prabhupada fell unconscious. He was just struggling to print these books. So it will be like, you will, with tears in your eyes when you read it in the Prabhupada Leelamrita. Prabhupada, how sincerely taken his seva of printing Back to Godhead. Some of you may not subscribe to Back to Godhead. You can subscribe to it. It is Kannada version is also available. If anybody needs help with this Back to Godhead, I can help you with it. Somebody is interested. There is Indian version of BTG English. And there is a Kannada version which is managed by Madhura Sham Prabhu. If anybody wants BTG magazine, I can talk to our temple devotee. There is a devotee who can do it. It can courier to your house also. You can get it. This is published in widely all the languages, Tamil, all the languages, whatever language you need, we can arrange for this wonderful magazine. At least we can. That is what you say. You can like a small kritanya or small gratitude to Srila Prabhupada, because he made so much effort to print this book. Of course, this Back to Godhead has wonderful article written by senior people. It will have some section from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and some devotees writing their experiences, stories, and things like that. It's a wonderful magazine. Some of you have seen it. So if some of you not seen it, want to subscribe to it, you can contact me in the WhatsApp separately. Then I can help you with the subscription for 1 year, 2 years, like that.
ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಳ್ಸ್ಕೊಡಿ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ಮರಳಿ ಭಗವಂತನ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಮಾತಾಜಿ, ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಕಳ್ಸಿರಿ. ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸು, ಹೆಸರು, ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಸ್ಡೇ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಟು ಟೆಂಪಲ್. ಟ್ಯೂಸ್ಡೇ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್.
ನಿಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ?
99
ನಂಬರ್ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಾ. ನಂಬರ್ ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಈ ನಂಬರ್ ಫೋನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಎಲ್ದಿಕ್ಕ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿಗೆ? 99
00
00
11
11
7
7
108
108 ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಅದು ನಮ್ದು ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ನಾವು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ.
ಆಯ್ತು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ.
So Pooja Mataji has asked a question. Is it correct that everything happens at the right time, at the right place, or for everything? Everything is nature and material world is perfectly maintained and very smartly created. Maybe you can elaborate more, Mataji. I am able to get only halfway through. I'm not really able to get this question. So if you can elaborate, I can answer it, Mataji. Yeah, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, I wanted to ask, Yeah, is it
Hmm.
correct that everything happens at the right time and at the right place for everything? The elderly people tell, no, Prabhu, is it true?
Okay, ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ.
Huh,
I'll
tell
tell you a
Prabhuji.
small story. Okay, there is a story called Maybe or May Not Be. It is not any Puranic story. It is just a moral story. There is nothing happened or something. It is not authentic story, but it's just a moral story. It's not there anywhere in the Puranas. So it's may or may not story. One village. No, you have seen the villages, no? There will be one tree in the village, and there will be lot of ದೊಡ್ಡವರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So all the big people, all these elderly people, they'll be sitting. They'll be keep chit chatting, they're taking tree or now reading some newspaper or something like that under the tree, right? This is a normal scene in the villages. There is one person started running and telling, "Oh, today I have a lot of horses and a lot of cattle. This time I have a lot of profit, and I'm really happy. God is great." ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So then these elderly people sitting there said maybe or may not be. They said he got wild. Then said, "What you mean by maybe or may not be? ಒಳ್ಳೇದಿರ್ಬೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ it may be good or it may not be good. We don't know. We should take it as it is what it comes. That's what it means." ಇವನು ಹೇಳ್ದ, ಏನು ಉಚ್ತರ, ನೀವು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಇದೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಟ್ಟ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಸಮ್ ಗಾಸಿಪ್ಸ್, ಯು ನೆವರ್ ಗಿವ್ ಎನಿ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಸೀನಿಯರ್, ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸೀನಿಯರ್, ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ನೆವರ್ ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. So what happened is that time there are a lot of cattle. It attracted a lot of lions and things like that. They started coming and attacking in their farm. So after 2-3 months, he started coming. He started telling, "Oh, elderly people, listen, listen, listen. Okay, listen. You know what happened? There's a bad thing happened. All the cattle have been eaten by these lions and things like that." Like that they were telling. They're again the same people. They said maybe, may not be. ಅವ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಇಷ್ಟು ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನನಗೆ, ಈ ಥರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೇಬಿ ಮೇ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ, ಗಾಡ್ ದೇವ್ರು ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಕ್ಕಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೇ ವುಡ್ ಸೇ. Then so what happens is all the people, all they moved out of that place, because after attacking the animals they'll keep coming. So he said, "I'm going to different place," something like that. So it is very bad in my life. What do you think? They said, "Yeah, maybe, may not be. ದೇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೆದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ." Again he got annoyed and he left. Now what happened next? After 3-4 months he came and said, "Oh, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಯ್ತು. Whatever you said is correct. I'm happy now because there was a famine, drought. There is no water, nothing that place. Since he moved out of that place, other place it was very green and he could able to do something. If he wouldn't have not gone there, if the animals would have not attacked that place, he would have stayed there. Then it would have been disastrous for him. Now he moved to different place. There was a nice field and he could able to maintain." Then again these old people said, maybe, may not be. So we never know what is happening. We can't judge. From one perspective we say it is bad, but it is next time we say it is good for happen. Next time we say it is good, but it is bad for us. We never know what is good or bad. No, I don't know how much you understood the story, but sometimes we see there is a big calamity in our life. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಭಾರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೇದಕ್ಕಂತ ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ನಾವು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಲವು ಟೈಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಓ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದೇ ಕೆಟ್ಟದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕೆಟ್ಟದಾಗಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಮೈಟ್ ಸಿ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಕೆಲವರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸೋ. ಕೆಲವರು 10-20 ಮನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದು ಮನೆ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸ, ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ಅದು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂತ. ಕೆಲವು ಟೈಮ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿಲಿ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಅವಾಗ ಕೆಲವು ಟೈಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ, ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದೆ, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಲಿಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ತಗೋವಾಗ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲಿಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಬರುವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ಇಷ್ಟಿದ್ರು ದುಡ್ಡೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕೇಸ್ ಆ ಥರ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾವ್ದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್? ಹೌ ಡು ಡಿಸೈಡ್? ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಮಂತ್ಸ್, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಗುಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್. We might think the sun is good, after some time you started behaving differently. Why ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ಈ ತರ ಬಂತು ನನಗೆ ಅಂತ we will feel. Some time the kids are very good, they will help us, we never know. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದು ನಡೆದ್ರೂ ಇಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಕರ್ಮ. ನಂಬರ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಕರ್ಮ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಫರ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಫರ್. There is no happiness in this material world. Absence of dukkhalayam ashashvata means absence of miseries, we think happiness. ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ when I want to give an example. Now a person, he been ordered to punish. The king told him, put him inside the water for 5 minutes and take it out. Put him inside the water and take it out. When he put inside the water, he was struggling for breathing and ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಯ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ತೆಗೆದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಮತ್ತೆ again he put into the water. Our happiness is like that. We always inside the water struggling with the material things, all the problem coming. We think as soon as we come out for a minute, oh, we think we are happy, I am happy, there is no problem ಅಂತ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀರು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ this little bit absence of miseries, we think it is a happiness. It is not really happiness. ನಿಜವಾದ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಏನು? ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಜೊತೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಿಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠಗೆಲ್ಲ ಲೀಲೆಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿರೋದು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ಪವೃಕ್ಷ ಇದೆ. ಈ ನೀವು ಹೋಗಿ ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿದ ಮರ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಊಟ ಬೇಕಾ ಮರ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವೇನು ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್, ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್, ಜಪ, ಕೀರ್ತನ್, ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ನಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಮನೆ ನಮ್ ಸೇವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. So similarly, whatever happens, you can't say it is right or wrong or it is good or bad. You can never tell them. But one thing you can tell, that this material place is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, always place of miseries. You might think I'm happy. That's because that 1 minute gap is there. That's all. That 1 minute gap ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. ನಾವೇ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿರಂತರವಾದ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು. ಎರಡನೇದು, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರರಿ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುನಃ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಸೈಕಲ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ ಇದೇ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾಗಿದೆ, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಕೆ, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ, ಇವರ ಬಿಗ್ ರಿಚ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಇವರ ಬಡವರಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ, ಯಾರಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಲೈಫ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಂದ ಆಚೆ ಕಡೆ ಬರೋಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರೇನೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So whatever happens by Krishna's mercy, it is based on my karma, it is happening. So I surrender to Krishna. ಆ ಮೂಡ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ್ದು ರೈಟ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿರೋದು?
Yes, Prabhuji, everything in nature and material world is perfectly maintained and very smartly created. ಇದು ವಾಟರ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ದು ಬಾಡಿ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So it shows the opulence of Krishna's intelligence, Prabhuji.
Very good. You understood. You hit on the bullseye. You understood everything. You don't need to attend any more of these sessions. You understood the essence of Hare Krishna. There is a person behind creation. Today, actually 6:30, we are doing this from ISKCON South Bangalore. Today, we are going to talk about Ishvara. In this, exactly, we are going to talk about how Krishna has created this universe. My battery is running down, so it might switch off. Please forgive me. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Okay, so Krishna has created this perfect. Today at 6:30, I don't know Kannada, other languages. I will send you the link. If you're not registered also, you can join. We are going to discuss the same thing. How Krishna has created the universe. How perfect is the universe. How perfectly created the eye. Nobody can replace this eye. Can anybody create a duplicate eye? You know, that's why nobody is able to do anything about the eyes. Nobody can recreate eye. You can't just fit a camera like mobile camera. ಮುರಿದೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಣ್ಣು ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದಾ? No, another person donates only, you can use it. There is no artificially, you cannot create. Can you create this ears? You might have some earphone now, it has come, but it is not completely replacing our the original ears functionality, what it is supposed to. It's so complicated. Nobody can create. 1 second. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, I'm in a class. Can I call you back? ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಸನ್ ರಜಾ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದ? ಎನಿ ಒನ್ ಡೇ ಯು ಸೀನ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಅ ಲೀವ್, ರಜಾ? ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವ್ದು ರಜಾ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಯಾರೋ ಲೇಟ್ ಬಂದಿದಾರ? ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಲೇಟ್ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವತ್ತು ಸನ್ ಲೇಟ್ ಬಂದಿದಾರ? ಟೈಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಗಾಳಿ
ಹೌದು.
ಬೆಳಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ಟೈಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ್ದೋ
ಹೌದು.
ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಮೂನ್ ಎರ್ತ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಡ್ಯಾಶ್ ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ, ಅವು ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ 30-60 365 ಡೇಸ್. ಪೂರ್ಣಿಮಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೂರ್ಣಿಮಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯೆ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ತಪ್ಪಿಸಿದ್ಯಾ? ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟೇ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಂಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸೋಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ವೈ ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ 2 branches? It confusing of lot of folks, including me, when we are all followers of Srila Prabhupada. So it's a very good question. You should know. I will touch upon it, but if you want anything discuss in depth, you can personally talk to me. I'll be happy to give more details. So when any organization comes, it is common that, see, that's what Prabhupada said. Anything you want to satisfy, please cooperate together. When our Acharya comes, immediately after this Acharya leaving, there will be a lot of confusion. It's exactly like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he passed away, the entire Gaudiya Mutt has collapsed completely. Everybody started fighting each other. So when this kind of happens, this tend to happen, have difference of opinion. But the Acharya says that they should cooperate together. They need to work together. They might be conceptually different, philosophically different, but they should work together. That is the objective. Now, ISKCON Bangalore has not only 2 branches. It has multiple branches. All over the world, ISKCON is spreading. Now, Bangalore itself, we have HSBR, Lakshmi Narasimha Giridhari Mandir, Sheshadibram, our temple. There are 2 more temples also there, and a few Namahattas are there, few central places are there. So Prabhupada wanted every city to have multiple temples. At least Bombay, he wanted 10-12 temples to be had there like that. So already we have 3-4 temples in Mumbai. Any big cities, Delhi, we have 2-3 temples. Like that, every city should have many places, South Bangalore, North Bangalore, Central Bangalore. So it's all the same. We want to follow Prabhupada. There are subtle difference between in terms of what is the philosophy to be followed. That I can take it offline. If you can call me on my number 9900117108, or give me a text message, I will reply back in detail. That is better we discuss offline. Hare Krishna.
ಅದು 6:30 ಒಂದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಸರ್. 6:30ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಇದಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರಲ್ಲ,
ಯಾವ್ದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕು?
ತಮಿಳಾದ್ರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಆದ್ರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷ ಲೈನ್ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ? ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಲೈನ್ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ? ನಾನು 6:30 6:45 7 to ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇರೋದು 7 8:30 ತನಕ. 6:45 ಶುರುವಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ ಲಿಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ನೀವು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅದೊಂದು ಈ ಚಾಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಈ ಚಾಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕುವಾಗ ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ, ಅದು ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ ಎ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್.
ಕನ್ನಡ ಆದ್ರೂ ಸರಿ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಿಂದಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ತಮಿಳ್
ಎಲ್ಲ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇದೆ. ತಮಿಳ್, ತೆಲುಗು, ಕನ್ನಡ, ತುಳು, ಮಲಯಾಳಂ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದಿ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಆ ಒಂದೇ ಲಿಂಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಆ ಪೇಜ್ಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷ, ಅದು ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ, ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅದು ಚಾಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. somebody has handy in the call. Okay. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ one second, just give me a second. ಓಕೆ, ಇದೊಂದು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದು ಚಾಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷ. ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲಿಂಕ್ ಒಂದು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇದು ನೀವು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೀವು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿಟ್ಟಿರಿ, ಇದು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಿ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನೀವು.
ಓಕೆ
ಅದು
ಸರ್,
ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಇದು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್, ತಮಿಳು, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್, ಹಿಂದಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಓದ್ತಿರೋ ಆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ.
ಸರಿ.
ನೋಡಿ ಇವಾಗ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ನೋಡಿ ಈ ಥರ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಪೇಜು. ಈ ಥರ ಬಂದರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷು, ಕನ್ನಡ, ಹಿಂದಿ, ತೆಲುಗು, ತಮಿಳ್, ಮಲಯಾಳಂ, ಕೊಂಕಣಿ, ತುಳು ಇದೆ. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ. 7ರಿಂದ 8:30 ತನಕ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ನಿನ್ನೆ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಆಯಿತು, ಇವಾಗ ಇನ್ನು 5 ದಿವಸ ನಡೆಯಲಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಥರ್ಸ್ಡೇ ತನಕ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ದಿವಸ 7ರಿಂದ 8:30 ತನಕ. ಹೌದು, ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಇದು ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಲಿಂಕ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಿದ್ರೂ ಕಲಿಸಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಲಿ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ರೀ ಇದೆ, ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು. ಇದು ಲಿಂಕ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಲಿಸಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಕಲಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇದು ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಒಂದು ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನೀವು.
ಅದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾನು ಟಚ್ ಸ್ಟೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತಾಜಿ ಕೇಳಿ, ಅವರು ಕಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಓಕೆ, ಕಲಿಸಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಲಿಂಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಾನು ಚಾಟಿಂದ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ತಗೊಂಡು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಮಾಧುರಿ, ಸುಶೀಲಾ, ದೀಪಾ, ಜನನಿ ಶಿವ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪೂಜಾ, ರಮಣಿ, ವಿಶಾಖ, ಮಾತಾಜಿ, ವಿದ್ಯಾ. ಶಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಇಯರ್. ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಒಂದೇನು ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಅಬೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು, ಅಬೆ ಅನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಈ ವೀಕ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಟೈಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಏನು
ಅಬೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಸಮ್ಮನ್ ನೇಮ್ ಅಬೆ. ಶೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ ಇದು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಅಬೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಬೆ.
ಹಾ,
ಅಬೆ
ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್. ನಾವು ಪ್ರಭಾದ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಭಯ್ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು ಅವರ ಹೆಸರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ನೇಮ್ಸು ಅಭಯ್ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವರ ಅಭಯ್ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ ಆದ್ರು ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ತಗುವಾಗ. ಸೊ ಅವರ ಅಭಯ್ನವ್ರದ್ದು ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು. ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಅಭಯ್ ಚರಣ್ ಅಂತ. ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಹೆಸರು ಅಭಯ್ ಚರಣ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾನೊಬ್ಬ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಪಾದನ ಅಭಯ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಭಯ ಹಸ್ತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ವಿಷ್ಣು ಪಾದ ಹತ್ರ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆ ಅವ್ರ ಇಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಹೆಸರು ಅಭಯ್ ಚರಣ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅಭಯ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವರ ಹೆಸರು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಹೆಸರು ಅಭಯ್ ಚರಣ್.
I think Abe is someone else, another person, I think. So I ask you.
No, it is same Prabhupada. Prabhupada name is Abhay or Abhay Charan. And his guru added Abhay Charanaravinda. Aravinda he added to his name. Then his sannyasa they put Swami. So Abhay Charanaravinda Swami. Then A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Like that it started.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Today they are given a Bhakti Vedanta title. No? That's why Prabhupada is called Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta. That title was given by, today we have seen how his Sannyasi God brothers gave that title to him. So he retained it. Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sannyasa Prabhupada. Prabhupada again, our ISKCON devotees gave him that title. So that's how his name is there. I have done one session on YouTube on the complete name of Srila Prabhupada. What is Abhay Charanaravinda Srila Prabhupada ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾರಿ ನಾನು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಹಿಮಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅವರ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್? ಅದು ಡೈಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಾ?
5 ದಿವಸ, 6 ದಿವಸ. ಯಾವುದು
ಹೊಸ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು?
5 ದಿವಸ
ವೀಕ್ಲಿ,
ಡೈಲಿ
5 ದಿವಸ ಇರುತ್ತಾ?
ಹೌದು. ಸಂಡೇ, ಮಂಡೇ, ಟ್ಯೂಸ್ಡೇ, ವೆಡ್ನೆಸ್ಡೇ, ಥರ್ಸ್ಡೇ ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಹಾ ಸರಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ಅದು?
7ರಿಂದ 8, 8:30.
8:30ವರೆಗೂನಾ?
ಹೌದು.
ಸರಿ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ಆಯ್ತು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Okay, Hare Krishna. I'm stopping the session. पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां